Yo, what's going on, guys? It's Hens back with another video, and EA just released a free Christmas pack. I'm just going to record this video super quickly, go over each of the cards, and tell you my best choice or my top 3 choices depending on your positional needs. Now, this is going to be the only video I release on Christmas, and I'm going away for the next few days. I have a video scheduled for Monday, tomorrow the 26th, but I don't have anything scheduled for the 27th. I don't know when I'll be home on the 27th, but if I can record a video, I will. But yeah, this one's just going to be a quick one on Christmas Day. I just want to wish you guys all a very Merry Christmas if you celebrate it. And if not, some very happy holidays to you guys as we get a break here from school and work. So let's start on the left here with Christian DVORAK. Now, all of my Habs fans will know that this guy's a fun player, to have defensively on our team, but he's not the best player in the world, and that kind of reflects his card in this game. Now, on the surface, this card looks very good. Like, you guys might say, oh my god, this card looks amazing. Close quarters, unstoppable force, elite edges, that's very good. Well, the thing is, if we take a look at some of the other cards, you'll quickly understand why I do not actually think that this card is the best card to pick. And there are a few other options that are very good. The second card we'll look at here is TJ Brodie. Now, I do think he's one of the stronger options. However, he is a very offensive defenseman, but he does have very good abilities and very good synergies. And this card does look very strong. And if you are in the need for a left-handed defenseman, he's definitely a good one to get. And personally, I am in the need for one. So he might be the one that I take, but let's look at a few more. Ville Husso. Now, this goalie is going to be very good. Obviously, we know that butterfly effect is super good, along with tip jar and extra air are both also very good. 92 speed and 68 aggression is also very good. This looks like a very good goalie. I'm not going to lie to you guys. If you guys need a goalie, this goalie looks unbelievable. However, me personally, I don't really need a goalie myself. He does have very good synergies too, but this is definitely a viable option for you guys to take. I know last year, I forget who the goalie was, but it was a very good goalie, and he was a very good choice. He had goal post to post. So if you do need a goalie, Ville Husso will be a strong option, and I think that out of all the cards that we see here, he's probably going to be the one that will last in your team the longest. But again, if you're getting a free player, you don't really want a goalie that much. Let's move on to David KREJCI here. Now, I'm going to say this right now. I think David KREJCI is easily the best option if you don't have Bergeron or Beagle, or even if you have one of them and not the other one. I still think KREJCI is the best option. He's got goal quick draw with 97 face-offs if you get distributor activated, with 92 speed, 91 acceleration. Great all-around skating stats. He's basically a 90 overall everywhere except for his body checking and his strength. He does not get spark, which would boost his strength, but this card still looks very good. The only problem I have is that he's another right-handed center with goal quick draw, and that is the reason why I'm not personally going to take him. But he is a very strong option, and we'll go over my rankings a little bit later, but I will say right now, he's a very strong option. Great card. Next up here, we got Rasmus Andersson. Now, this is the right-handed version of TJ Brodie, essentially. He's a very good card, too. I mean, he's got 94 strength, 95 body checking. He's a much better defensive card than TJ Brodie in terms of the face value of the stats. However, I do not like his abilities. If he had better abilities, I think he would be a much more viable option. Stats-wise, this card is very good. Ability-wise, this card is very poor. And if you're going to take this card, the only way I would take this card is if he's going to be your third pairing right D, and none of these other cards would make your team. He is a very good card. Let me say that right now. I just do not think, compared to the other options, that he's the best one. Moving right along here to the final one, I believe. Let me just check. Yeah, Nino Niederreiter. So he is another great option. 6'2", 218. He's got elite edges, and he's got unstoppable force. He does not, he does have distributor as a speed synergy, which would get him to 91 acceleration. And the rest of his stats look unbelievable. His skating looks very good. His shooting looks unbelievable. His hands look very good. He's got very good strength. And defensively, he's good for a winger. And I definitely do think that this is one of the best options, especially if you need a left-handed forward. This card is going to be great for you. I personally don't need a left-handed forward, but if I did, I think this is probably the best option to choose. Personally, how would I rank them? So, first things first, there's one of every position here. So there's a left wing. Well, I guess there's two centers. There's not really a left wing, but there's two centers, DVORAK and KREJCI. A left wing, or left-handed winger, Nino Niederreiter, 2 defensemen, and a goalie. Personally, in my opinion, I would say that the one that's going to last the longest in your team is going to be Ville Husso. However, I don't think it's personally worth it to take a goalie unless none of the skater cards make your team. Then I would recommend Ville Husso just for the synergies alone as a backup goalie. He would totally be worth it. But other than Ville Husso, who would I recommend you take? Okay, so if we're saying any of these players would make your team for the foreseeable future, you're not going to take Ville Husso. Who would I rank first? I think that personally I would rank David KREJCI as the best one, the best option, especially if you don't have a solidified first line center and you didn't make that Bergeron. If you didn't make that Bergeron and you're thinking about making that Bergeron, please do not, because this card is better than that Bergeron by quite a wide margin, just from his hands and his skating alone. And then his face-offs are even better, and he's still also got gold quick draw. So I would say take this card if you do not have a center. If you want the best forward available and you have a center and you were looking for a winger, I would say Nino Niederreiter is your best option here. He is a great card. I think he's top 3 on this list, but I do not think that he's number 1. And the best defenseman, I would say easily, is TJ Brodie, just because of his abilities. The only way I wouldn't take Brodie is if he is not going to be in your top 2 pairings, and he's just going to be there as like a third pair defenseman, and you're not going to activate any abilities on him. I wouldn't take him in that situation, but Gold Stick him up and Silver Shutdown is an unbelievable combo. We see it in the Victor Hedman. He's pretty fast. He gets 2 very strong synergies, along with his backup synergies being not so great. But you definitely want to activate Distributor and Buzzing. 92 speed and 92 acceleration is great. He's got a very good shot. And I personally need a left-handed defenseman. Sorry, I'm hiccuping. But personally, the only gripe I have with this card is he's got a little bit too low strength body checking imbalance, which means he's not going to be able to hold the puck very well. But off the puck, this card is going to be very good poke checking wise. He's not going to be a heavy, hitter. He's not going to really bump people off the puck. He's a little bit light. But other than that, this card looks very good. So, overall, power ranking. If we're in a vacuum and you do not need positional needs or anything, and you can take any position. Basically, you're starting your team fresh. The first card I would take is David KREJCI. I think he's the biggest game changer on this list. But personally, I have Bergeron and Beagle, so I won't be taking KREJCI because he would be my third. He would be my second line center, I would say. But he would be my third favorite card on this list. So I would not take David KREJCI personally, but I think he's the best option if you don't have positional needs. The second best option, I would say, is Nino Niederreiter, just because he would be such a potent forward for you, and I think that he is a great option. And coming in at number 3, I would put TJ Brodie. Afterwards, other than that, I would say Ville Husso is probably number 4 for me. Then Rasmus Andersson's number 5, and Christian DVORAK is number 6. Don't get me wrong, Christian DVORAK looks like a great card. He's just not quite as good as the other cards on this list, so I would say he's my last pick. With that being said, I appreciate you guys all so much for watching this video, and I hope to see you guys in the future, and I hope you have a great holiday season, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye, guys.